Hello and happy Sunday. Good morning, Unity on the Bay, and very, very, very happy Sunday. Thank you so much for joining us this fine Sunday morning. We are so happy to have you here. I'm Sam Glynn, your volunteer platform host this morning, and we are so happy to have you here at Unity on the Bay, a positive path to spiritual living, here in person and, of course, online. Before we officially begin this morning, I'd like to tell you about some great things that we have coming up. Everything I'm about to mention is on our website as well as on the Unity app. Coming up, we are going to ask you to explore how you pray when you know you are one with God. Based on the book Discover Your Divinity by Unity ministers Reverend Linda and Reverend Deanne. Reverend Deanne will be here with us next Sunday. Come learn to speak truth and claim your divine identity and gain practical tools for powerful affirmative prayer. Perfect for all levels, no matter if you are a new or seasoned in prayer. Are you ready to transform your prayer life? Okay, thank you. Okay, thought I was all alone in here. Okay, very glad to hear it. Next, the class will be held next Sunday, so please come and join us. The next exciting meeting is our annual membership meeting. Since the last one, we reviewed our current board structure and realized that Kelly Busey's term has expired. Womp womp. Kelly has expressed a desire to continue to be on our board, and to ensure continuity and alignment with our bylaws, we are calling a special membership meeting. This will be an online-only meeting, and it will be brief. So members, you can vote via Zoom. If you are a voting member and have not received the Zoom link information, please let us know. Non-members, you can still watch the meeting on our YouTube channel. And we have one more very exciting announcement about next Sunday. There is an anniversary coming up. It is Reverend Juan's 20th year being on the Unity on the Bay staff. It's a lot of years. I mean, it's kind of the year I was born. Close. He will be here next Sunday, so please, when you see him, make sure to keep that in mind. Give him a good hug, a better hug than usual, and congratulate him, because that is a pretty big deal, and we're very excited to celebrate that. And now, without further ado, please help me to welcome the wonderful Reverend Noelle.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you. Good morning, everyone on Unity on the Bay. Hey, we're great to be here. Is there anyone here for the first time? If you're brave enough, raise your hand. Welcome, welcome. Yes. We have cards for you to fill out, and go see Leo in the back. We have a gift for you. And if there's anyone watching us online for the first time, there are prompts on the screen that you can follow. We'd love to extend our welcome and our information to you as part of our community. Now we can take a moment, greet each other, wish everybody happy Sunday online, say hi, happy Sunday in the chat. Just take a minute or two amongst yourselves, and then we'll come back and we'll say our core values and our prayer. Welcome back, everyone. Please recite with me our core values that are up on the screen. Diversity, generosity, gratitude, integrity, love, being spirit-led, and wisdom. Yes. And now the invitation is for you to join with me in the opening prayer. Take a deep breath or two and begin to center yourself. Relax your body and bring yourself present. We come together today as one in spirit, knowing that we are guided, uplifted, and empowered by divine love. We affirm that this sacred space is filled with peace, joy, and the ever-present light of divine wisdom. As we open our hearts and minds, we recognize the truth of our being, that we are expressions of divine love, whole, perfect, and complete. We release any thoughts of limitation that we might be holding in our minds. We affirm the presence of abundance, healing, and grace in every aspect of our lives. We give thanks for the many ways in which our divine good is unfolding, especially as we have our new property and share the vision of our new home. We bless this service knowing that every word spoken, every song sung, and every silent moment of reflection moves us deeper into the awareness of the divine presence. We affirm that each person here is touched in exactly the way that they need, and we give thanks for the unfolding of divine good in all. And for this we are grateful, and we give thanks, and so it is. Amen. Amen. Let's have a wonderful Sunday celebration.
Thank you, Reverend Noelle. Good morning, Unity on the Bay. I'm very excited and happy to welcome to the Unity on the Bay home and to the stage for the very first time, Leah Alice Canali. Y'all get ready to get up and have a good time. Have a great service.
I get wings to fly. Oh, yeah, come on. When you call on me, and when I hear you breathe, I get wings to fly. I feel that I'm alive. And when you look at me, I can touch the sky. I know that I'm when you bless the day, I just drift away. All my worries die. I'm glad that I'm alive. Set my heart on fire, fill me with love, baby woman, on the clouds above.
Good morning. Today's daily word is kindness. Please speak with me the affirmation. Today, I will be kind to others. When I think of being kind, I am reminded of the golden rule. Do unto others as you would do that to have them do unto you. It takes only a moment and no special effort to be kind. I can smile at a stranger, hold the door for the person behind me, or let someone go ahead of me in line. These small acts of kindness bless everyone involved. Other kind efforts may take more thought. I think of how I prefer to be treated. I certainly want to be heard and respected. I want to know my views and opinions matter. I want others to see my value and treat me with dignity. I hold this thought as I think of others. I see people imbued with the Spirit of God. Kindness flows from me to bless others. Today's daily word is inspired by Proverbs 21, verse 21. Whoever pursues righteousness and kindness will find life and honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Will. And now at this time, just make sure that you've silenced your phones. After all, it's 2025. And that part. And now, please join us as we sing a song that will lead us into the meditation.
You are seen, you are heard, you are loved for who you are. You are enough, you are complete. You are love. You are love. You are love. You are love. I am seen. I am heard. I am loved for who I am. I am enough. I am complete. I am love. I am love. I am love. I am love. We are seen. We are heard. We are loved for who we are. We are enough. We are complete. We are love. 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 We
Join with me now for our time of meditation. Begin by taking some deep breaths, centering yourself, relaxing into the present moment. Feel your feet on the floor. your body supported by the chair. And if you're comfortable, you can close your eyes or lower your gaze. And if you are willing, journey along a path with me. The sun is shining, and you begin your walk into the forest. You walk on a path that you have walked on before. It is familiar to you. You breathe in the fresh air and feel blessed to be here. Something in the distance, off the path, catches your eye, and you go to investigate. You walk deeper into the forest, but you can't seem to locate what you are looking for. And then you notice the sun is behind the dark clouds that are gathering. You want to return to the path, but you don't know which way to turn to find it. You are feeling lost and afraid. Lost. Then you hear an inner voice that says, "Stand still. The trees ahead and the bushes beside you are not lost. Wherever you are is called here, and you must treat it as a powerful stranger. Must ask permission to know it and be known." The forest breathes. Listen. It answers, "I have made this place around you. If you leave it, you may come back again saying, 'Here.' No trees are the same to raven. No true branches are the same to wren. If what a tree or a bush does is lost on you, then you are truly lost. Stand still. The forest knows where you are. You must let it find you." And so we go into the silence to find ourselves. And with that, the clouds part, and the sun shines on the path that will take you home. You walk out of the forest with the knowledge that wherever you are is called here. Breathe again. And when you are ready, gently open your eyes and come back to this place. The poem in the middle of the meditation is called Lost by David Wagoner. Peace.
I've had enough heartache and enough headache. I've had so many ups and downs. Don't know how much more I can take, no. See, I decided, then I cried my last tears yesterday. Oh, yes. Either I'm gonna trust you, or I may as well walk away. 'Cause stressing don't make it better, no, no, no. Don't make it better, no way. See, I decided, oh, that I cried my last tears yesterday. Yesterday. huge thank you to this team behind me. Can we give it up for everybody on this stage? Dale, thank you so much for having me. Thank you, guys.
I told you.
Yes, you did. Thank you, Leah. First time here, and welcome to our family. Absolutely. Wow. So, I don't even know where to begin after that, you know? It's like, but I will. Martha Creek says, living by our own goals means living by what interests us and not by the goals and expectations other people have for us. And that comes from her book, Presence and Potential. And so I'm wondering if there was a time in your life when you took on goals that weren't yours. Maybe a well-meaning parent or relative thought you should be a lawyer or an accountant or a doctor, or maybe join the family business, but it really wasn't in line with who you were and what your true values and goals were. I can tell you that some of the unhappiest people I knew in medicine were people whose parents wanted them to be doctors. They really wished they were doing something else and ultimately did. You know, I think as we mature along our life's journey, we can choose to reflect goals that more are in alignment with what is our true nature and what calls to our spirit, which leads to happiness and joy in our lives. The other thing I noticed for myself, and maybe you've noticed this too, is that as life progresses, our goals do change. You know, in the beginning, I had, and perhaps you as well, goals about career and finances and family life and relationships. And then further along the line, my goals shifted, and maybe yours too, to more spiritually directed goals and values of kindness and compassion and generosity. And not that worldly goods were necessarily bad, but it's just that the focus had shifted. Some time ago, there was an acupuncturist in my building, and I went to see him for treatment, and we got into conversation, and I was new to Miami and new to Unity on the Bay, and he asked me what was I going to do in my retirement. And I said, well, you know, I'm thinking about spiritual studies. And he said, you know, he said, in my Buddhist tradition, the first half of life is devoted to establishing oneself in the world, one's career, one's profession, one's family life. And then he said, the second half of life, if one is fortunate enough to have it, is devoted to God. And I thought about that. You know, that really struck me deeply, and I have shared that with friends and family over the years. You know, I'm reminded of my dad, who at 98 was telling my son, Matt, you know, you have to have a goal. And he always did. Even though the time frame of the goal might have gotten shorter as he got older, he still had that in mind as something to strive for and something to accomplish day to day. And likewise, Charles Fillmore, our Unity co-founder, at the age of 94, had this famous quote that reflects his view on goals in life. And he said, I fairly sizzle with zeal, energy, and enthusiasm, eager to do that which ought to be done by me today. And so I think as what is important to us shifts, it's that transition time sometimes between goals, between what our life is about. You know, maybe our purpose has shifted, maybe things are changing, and it's at those times I think that we can feel lost. And I know that for me at those times, I began to recognize that I really wasn't lost. I was just finding myself. And so I thought we'd have a look at what I really mean by finding myself and why our higher values are important to us and how can we move towards those goals. Well, the self, the finding myself, the self that I'm talking about is our capital S self, you know, our higher self, the self that is innately part of us, that is our Christ nature. And just like we know in unity we are 100% human and 100% divine, sometimes we can feel lost or out of touch with that divine nature that is within us. So, you know, that has happened to me on more than one occasion, you know. I married young, thought I would be a housewife and mother, but unfortunately, life didn't turn out that way for me. My husband had a drinking problem and lost multiple jobs. And so I went to Al-Anon, and I went to church, and I prayed, and I recognized that the guidance I got was to go back to school and to begin to find ways to support myself and my son. And I think that's true for each one of us, you know, at those dark times, in those moments, we find the resources that call to us and speak to us and then move us forward in our lives. Author J.M. Powers said this: if you want to make your dreams come true, the first thing that you have to do is wake up. I'll say that again. If you want to make your dreams come true, the first thing that you have to do is wake up. And when we wake up, we recognize that our life isn't only about the worldly things, the impermanent things. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but when we can shift our focus to the unchanging, to the permanent things, we can put in a practice of spiritual goals, whether it's kindness or generosity or love, and we can have that as be a thing that we want to express in our lives. Jesus is quoted in Matthew chapter 7, verse 7. Ask, and it will be given to you. Search, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened for you. So in metaphysical terms, the door that we're talking about is the door to our mind. It's the door to our consciousness. And what we are given is ideas. And those ideas then are what allow us to move forward in our lives and make choices that are in alignment with our true purpose. Again, Unity's third principle says human beings create their experience by the activity of their thinking. It's often stated as the law of mind action. You know, mind, the divine mind, comes in and forms an idea, and then it's expressed in the world. Well, you know, growing up, I went to Silver Bay, which is part of the YMCA on Lake George, and I learned about body, mind, and spirit. And I was always curious about how that was all related. As a physician, I understood about body, and I later learned about mind, thoughts and feelings, how that can influence the body, but I wasn't quite sure how spirit fitted in with that. Then I came to Unity, and I recognized really that spirit is the first part. And so the order changed from body, mind, spirit to spirit, mind, body. And so we can take that in as we look at what's important for us in our lives. I can say that I've been a lifelong learner. It's one of my values and goals. And many of my learning endeavors have come as a result of unwelcome circumstances in my life. The path hasn't been straight. I think I'm going, and all of a sudden it's off here. And then I come back to center and maybe go off that way. And ultimately, the path moves forward. And during those times off the path, I did feel lost and went back to source, prayed for guidance. And in that, I recognized that state of mind called lost is easily transformed as I recognized that really that process was a process of finding myself. So you might have heard that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Have you heard that one before? Yeah, you've heard that. It's much like the person who has a talent, let's say a talent for music or a talent for art or creative writing, whatever that talent is. And unless that talent is nurtured and developed, it goes really unrecognized. And likewise, our spiritual nature, our Christ nature is within us. And that's something that also needs to be nurtured and developed. And that's part of why we all gather here today, to feel that love and that peace that's generated as part of this experience with each other. Our goals and our values are what's important to us. Our values, like what we speak every Sunday about at Unity on the Bay, generosity, wisdom, love, being spirit-led, these are things that can shape our goals. The other thing that I'm reminded of is Reverend Chris, our former senior minister, when he was here. We had values and goals, workshops and classes, and he said, if you're not sure what your values or goals are, take a look at your checkbook and your appointment book. And maybe now it's all online and we don't have books, but the idea is the same. Where we put our time and our resources really reflect our values. And so if you have a look at that and you decide, I really maybe want to change some of that, there are wonderful values lists online. You can Google values and just take a look and see what resonates with you. So again, I think that happiness and success in life really depend on our spiritual values and goals. And when we express those values, we can really show up as who we truly are. And so I can say when I'm living my values, my spiritual values, I can never be lost. I recognize I'm on the path. And it's a lifelong journey, really, to express my higher self. Well, how can we move towards our goals and our expression of our higher self? One of the things that sometimes can be fun to do is something with kinesiology. If you can use your body sort of as an indicator of what's true for you. Maybe you have two things that you think are both good ideas, and you're just not sure which way to go. You can put one of them in one hand and the other one in the other hand, and just look back and forth and kind of see which way your body leans. It may work for you, but it's something to try. And using the words in Martha's book title, we can say that our potential to actualize our spiritual nature does require us to be present. You know, mindfulness talks about being present on purpose, paying attention on purpose, and I think that's also a very important component, to be able to be aware of what our thoughts and feelings are and to make changes along the way if need be. Self-help author and motivational speaker Jim Rohn said, "The key to success is to focus on your goals, not your obstacles." And that resonates with the unity principles as well. We can release our obstacles, we can let them go. They have no power over us, and affirm what it is that we truly desire and want in our lives, our goals. And one way that we can keep our goals in mind is through our prayer and meditation practice. And as we become silent and listen to the voice of Spirit within, we find the guidance that we need. Martha's advice from her book is to be willing to learn, have a clear vision, and allow time for things to process. You know, I met Martha Creek as an instructor during ministerial school, and again at Unity Village, and here at Unity on the Bay. She is an inspiration and a wise counsel to me and to many others. I love her dearly. And you're invited to join me in a 4-week online book study. It begins on Tuesday evening, June 24th. It's in the format of a spirit groups like we used to have, and it's a discussion. And Martha has agreed to come to our 3rd class to facilitate the discussion and answer questions. And that is really such a blessing and a gift. By the way, the class or the book study is free, love offering suggested. The book is free. Martha has donated those books to us. And if you're online and want to participate, the book can be mailed to you for a small fee. There's more information about registering on our website and the app, and I'll leave it at that. So the message for us is that we can never really be lost. Our divine self is waiting to be discovered and lived, and we have our unity principles that we can use that will guide us along the way. I've discovered that finding myself is a lifelong process. It's not one and done. When I'm quiet, I recognize that I am not lost, just waiting for the seed in me to spring forth into the flower. There are guides along the way, in the people that I meet and that we meet, and in the teachings that we encounter, and also through our inner guidance of Spirit. We each have within us everything that we need to fully actualize our potential and live and express our Christ nature. And so the invitation for us is to recommit to that spiritual path and a happy life. And so it is. Amen.
When you call on me, when you reach for me, I get wings to fly. I feel that when you bless the day, I just drift away. On my wandering side, I feel that I'm alive. On my wandering side, I feel that I'm alive.
Thank you so much. What an incredible day of music. music. Thank you so much, Music Ministry. Thank you, Reverend Noelle, for such a wonderful message. I think that one of the greatest parts about being here is that if maybe today you're feeling found, at some point, I think we all feel that lost. And I love how you said, there is no lost. And that's so great that I know today I feel great. But I know there have been times and will be times where I have that feeling. And I think the way that you shared that in the times that we do feel that way, we can turn within and that the divine self is there and we go back to the source and it will help us find the way. So thank you for that message today. It was really lovely. And now we have our gratitude opportunity. Abundance is the natural flow of the universe, and it shows up in all kinds of ways. One of the most powerful ways it moves is through you. When you're in tune with spirit, you become a channel for love, generosity, and good vibes, not just for the Unity on the Bay world, but for the entire world around you. So let's keep that energy moving. When we give and receive with open hearts, amazing things start to happen. Our text giving information is on the screen for you now. You can give via text or via our Unity app. Or if you're here in the room with us and would like an envelope, please raise your hand and one of our fantastic ushers will provide you with one. I'm going to give you a few moments now in sacred silence to give in gratitude this morning. We thank you for your gift, and please, let's bless our gifts together, and together we say, divine love that I am blesses all that I give and all that I receive. And as we always do, let's keep the blessings going for the children. Let's rub our hands together and get that energy flowing. And together we will say, children, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, we behold the Christ in you, and see you doing great things. And I'd now like to invite our prayer chaplains up to the front. And after we conclude today, you are invited to find a prayer chaplain who will be here and there to pray with them. They're wearing purple name tags to help you identify them, and you're invited as well, if you prefer, to place a prayer intention in the prayer box on your way out. And now, Reverend Noelle, please join me and share what our growth work is for the week.
Yes. Well, you have to check out the app to find your growth work.
Ooh. I've downloaded it. Have you?
It's in there.
Download it today.
Yes. Next Sunday, Reverend Deanne Morency will be our guest speaker for Father's Day. She's going to be talking about affirmative prayer as a way to father our lives by empowering, strengthening, affirming, and nurturing our understanding of our innate divinity. And as a reminder, you can text or email your pictures of you and your father or a father figure or someone near and dear to your heart that has acted in that way for you in your life, and we'll showcase them on Father's Day. And so now, please stand and join with me for the prayer for protection, followed by the peace song. The light of God surrounds us. We are a light. The love of God enfolds us. We are a love. The power of God protects us. We are power. The presence of God watches over us. We are presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. We are divine.